Hello and welcome to another update video for the contest levels. There were some updates, actually quite a lot, and I wanted to show the updated versions of the levels. I already played them because with some levels there were multiple updates to go through, and also on one level I spent quite a lot of time on solving its intended way. So let's get to it. The first level is one from Bullet White Complications in the, I think, 5th or 6th version. Let's load in the replay. As you can see, the pickup spill has been removed, as it was a red herring, and I basically spent quite a lot of time yesterday to make a solution work with getting the skill, as it nearly functions, was only one skill short or so. And yes, after trying it without the skill again, I finally solved it. Actually, Crane solved it at the same time as I was posting my replay of it. Crane just uploaded his solution. It was, well, yes, the same solution. Maybe just only some little details were different. I think my basher here goes through and his not or something, but it's basically nearly the same. So, as you can saw, we did this part very similar to my earlier attempt here. And we got the climber ahead and the swimmer will be catching up. So next up we will turn the climber around and get the swimmer out with the miner. Also the swimmer will patch up this little bit with a stacker, so the climber can turn around and he will not be stuck in this water pit here. So let's get them out. Next up, this bit. We'll use a basher here. This will make the swimmer fall out and take the water pass, and the climber will go to the left and take the bottom pass, which he can easily go through. And we've got a stacker and a builder left. We will use the stacker to get the climber over here again, and the builder to create a safe fall for the climber. And that's the level. I spent a lot of time trying to get the red herring glider to work, but yes, it was wasted time, and it's a good thing Bullet Drive removes. The level is really hard enough without this red herring pickup skill. But let's go on to Crane's level, the Wishing World. This went through a lot of updates, and I found quite a lot of backwards in here, but it's finally intended. And it's a pretty good level. The time limit is very tight, but it's in the acceptable region. Simply have not to screw around here. You can see I get the floater down here, turned him around and bash this wall up, and creating a safe fall for the climber later. Next up we will get the climber over here so we can bash through this one-way arrow wall. At the same time the floater will build over this. Climber would go out to this water pit, so we make him a blocker up here. So the floater can mine out the climber here. He turns around and he will simply stop and turn at the well. The climber will bash through this and they both will walk to the exit. And we are quite on a tight timer, but it's alright. So that was the intended solution for this level. So let's move on. I will show my levels at the end of the playing phase, or the update phase, right before the voting starts. So Heaven on Earth got updated, but only just that the intended route will save about 2 or 3 seconds, so it is not as harsh on the precision. Rule number 3, yes, Colorful Artists level got updated as well. Let's load in the replay. We will dig right at the start and get our climbers out while he digs down. As we have to spare this blocker here. We'll bash through here as before. The crowd will now gather up here safely. Now we will mine down here and turn him into a blocker. We cannot do this where we only use miner and a blocker, because we cannot stall the last climber enough. We had to dig right here, but then the lemmings would walk into the water. So we have to send the climber immediately. So we will again get down here. We have to release the crowd. Next up we create a staircase here with a digger and a basher. And we will release this blocker. Then we go again the top route. Blocking there, bashing. And now for the intended trick Colorful Artie has in mind, had in mind when creating this level. We will block down here, the basher will continue because he will find more terrain in front of him. He will turn and the lemmings will land on this platform. So we do not have to use a digging skill here. Only the basher. Now just everyone walking to the exit, and that's the intended way of Colorful Artist level. So I think, yes, that was every important update to the Neo Lemmings levels. Now we will went on to the Lix levels, as we've got an update here as well with Geo's level. As you remember, this was quite messy, and now the actual solution is a little bit more fleshed out and you can do very messy things here. And the intended way is a lot more easier and way less frustrating, and now it's a pretty fine level. So I will show you the replay. First we will make this group merging with this group and delay them a little bit. And we simply stall them down here. Each time a Lix falls from up here, we will explode her and the flingers will delay the Lixes. Also sometimes we have to use a single Lix falling from here, as these Lix from the tops come not fast enough to maintain a constant stunner group down there. So it's simply a matter of exploding Lixes until everyone gets together. And now enough Lixes are bunched up to go to the exit. Exactly enough. So that were the update for the Lix levels, and yes, if there aren't any more updates, I will see you when the playing phase comes to an end with the intended solution to my levels. See you then.